Hey friends, it's your local Charlotte real estate expert, Christen.ripoli here with another market update. We just got fresh off the press the July 2023 real estate numbers for the Charlotte area, and I wanted to take some time to go over them with you today, just like every month. If you are interested in what's happening in the Charlotte real estate market, or you just want to know what it's like to live, work, and play in Charlotte, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. My husband and I post videos every week about what's going on in the Charlotte area between real estate, new construction, and the numbers. So be sure to subscribe. All right, let's jump into these numbers for July 2023. The first one we're going to take a look at are the new listings. So in July, our new listings went down pretty significantly. That is typical for the end of the summer. So we do see those numbers going down regularly, but if you look at this historical chart, we never really hit our peak. Our peak for 2023 is so much lower than it has been basically since 2012. So this is a huge thing to pay attention to. You probably have already heard me mention that sellers are, or rather homeowners, are not wanting to sell because they are locked into those low interest rates. If you pull up the current mortgage rates, they are really peaking. They're over 7%, and that scares a lot of people. So even if you purchased a home during the pandemic market that you're not 100% happy with, the fear of losing money or paying more per month is keeping you locked into that house. So we are still seeing some homeowners come out and say, listen, I don't care about having to make a higher payment. I want a house that I love. So we are seeing some homes hit the market, but it is very, very rare. So let's just take a look. July 2023, our new listings, 4,186 new listings hit the market in July. Now that is a pretty significant decrease from last month. And if you look and compare it to last year, we're talking about a 30.2% decrease. So that is a big deal. Let's go ahead and jump to our next one, which is pending sales. Now, pending sales are the properties that basically are under contract in a given month. So these are the properties that buyers actually went out and said, hey, I want to purchase this home. I want to go under contract. I want to do some investigations and inspections. And in July, this number stayed almost even. 3,877, which is only 14 down from last month. So really it stayed practically even from June 2023, and not a terribly huge difference from last June at a 6.8% decrease from July of 2022. So that is not a huge difference. Keep in mind that when you're looking at these historical numbers, again, we did not have a major peak in 2023. Our numbers did not have a real high point. Like if you look through the historical numbers, there's usually one month that stands out as being the highest, and it usually is in the summer. 2021 was a little bit different. They had two high peaks, but typically every year there's really one month that stands out as being the highest. And really we didn't experience that in 2023, at least not yet. Definitely, if mortgage rates were to dramatically decrease, I think that would be something that might happen. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the closed sales. Of course, that naturally comes next. And for closed sales in July 2023, we did see a pretty significant decrease from June 2023. It went down about 1,000, which is huge. And if you compare it to July of 2022, we're talking about a 20.7% decrease. So that is a huge difference. Closed sales do tend to have a delay from under contract because it takes about a month to 45 days to get the house closed after being under contract. So it is kind of a delayed number. So it is important to note that for the most part, these closed sales actually went under contract in June and sometimes even in May. Numbers aren't always going to register in the same month, depending on what stat you're looking at. Our next stat we're going to look at are the days on market until sale. The reason that this stat is important is because it really impacts where the prices are going. When homes fly off the market really quickly, then you know that they are selling for at or above list price. When homes are sitting on the market for longer and longer periods of time, that's when you know that you can go in under asking and you can make an offer and save some money. So in July 2023, we actually saw this number come down again. We have seen this number decreasing since March of 2023. And when that number continues to come down, that means typically prices are getting closer to that list price. And it generally means prices are increasing. We'll take a look at that next so we see how it played into the rest of the stats. You might notice that in July of 2022, it was practically half that number. Just remember that back in 2022, we were still seeing some of those low interest rates. They hadn't quite hit the peak yet. And so buyers and sellers were still very active in the market. So that did impact what was happening on the days on market. The next stat we're going to take a look at is average list price. So just keep in mind, average list price is determined by the sellers. The sellers are deciding where they're placing their homes on the market, and they can sometimes be a little bit dreamy with these numbers and they might place it too high. But when that does happen, then you add up those days on market. Sellers really want to have their finger on the pulse of the market to have a good list price so that you're competitive across the market. The average list price in July 2023 was $493,537. This is just slightly under where we ended up in June 2023, and it's actually a 6.5% increase from July of 2022. So this number is still pretty high, but the buyers are still paying the prices that the sellers are placing on their homes. So I'm not seeing this coming down too much more anytime soon. Let me take this quick moment to remind you, my information is on the screen. If you're thinking about buying, selling, relocating, investing in and around the Charlotte area, I would love to be a resource for you. If you call me, I will answer. If you text me, I will text you right back. So don't forget that I'm here for you. And if you're needing a real estate agent in another area, I actually have a very extensive referral network. So if you're thinking about selling in New Jersey and moving to Charlotte, I can help you find a great real estate agent in New Jersey. Same for any area, even across the globe. All right, let's jump back into these stats and talk about the average sales price. Now with list price, those are the sellers deciding that number, but with the sales price, this is where the buyers come in. The buyers actually have a big part to play. That number for the Charlotte area was $476,645, which you'll notice is still increasing year over year. So it is a 4% increase from July 2022, and it's just about $9,000 under where we were last month. We're really not seeing huge drops. I know a lot of people are hoping for these sale prices for the prices of homes to come down so that they can afford to purchase a home, and we're just not seeing that evidence at this moment. This next stat we're going to take a look at, I know many of you have been waiting for, and that is the percent of original list price received. This is one of the top stats that people watch out for because it really is indicative of what's happening in the market. It tells you if homes are sitting for a long time or if they're getting scooped up quickly. It tells you if sellers are pricing competitively. It's telling you if buyers are coming in at or above list price. So it really has a lot in this one stat. For July 2023, we're looking at 98.3%. That means we're getting very, very close to buyers paying what sellers are asking for. And remember, this is just an average. It's taking all of the homes that were sold. So a lot of homes are still selling for over list price, especially if you're going in the weekend it goes on the market or within a week of it going on the market. You're going to be having to be very competitive with that price. Next up, let's take a look at the inventory of homes for sale. In July 2023, we had 5,005 homes on the market when the month ended. So we do still have inventory out there. It's just much lower than we would like to see. Low inventory means that the buyers are having to compete for these homes. Low inventory means that the sellers are not selling. This is a 30% decrease from last year. Of course, we are in a whole different market this year than we were last year, due in huge part to what is happening with the mortgage rates. And for our final stat today, we're going to look at month's supply of homes for sale. This is a number that really has not changed dramatically, really since January. We're at 1.4 months supply. Basically, that just means that if nobody else put a house for sale on the market, it would take us 1.4 months to sell completely out of the inventory. That is still very, very low on a relative scale. Basically, anything under 3 is pretty low. If you want to have a balanced market, you want to be somewhere between 4 and 6 months supply. And we just have not hit that number for quite some time now. Well, there you have it. Those are your real estate numbers for Charlotte, North Carolina in July 2023. If you have any questions on any of the stats we've talked about today, you know how to reach me. And you can also leave a comment if you have something to say about these numbers. Don't forget, if you are thinking about buying, selling, or investing or relocating to the Charlotte area, I am here for you. I would love to help you on your journey to Charlotte. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.